You are now tuned to BS3 Network.
Is that your fault? Okay, anyway. Hey everyone, welcome to the Life Happens podcast. I am your amazing host, Grace. No, I'm joking, Rabia. As you guys know, the Life Happens podcast is a podcast where we combine spirituality with practical day everything to create this balance. Guys, today's topic is blended families, embracing fatherhood. I am already triggered. But before we get into the topic, hi y'all.
Hey.
Yeah.
So, guys, today we have Brian as a guest again today, and we're so grateful that you joined us today, Brian. How you doing,
Appreciate
darling?
y'all. I'm good. What's up, CJ, Tanya?
What's up, man? What's up, man?
I just
Hey,
want
So
CJ
now,
working hard for his event. You got an event coming up? Something you
Yep.
got to run for?
This weekend I'm sprinting out there in Georgetown, out there in Austin. It's in the Austin area, out at Southwest University.
Okay.
So when I was out there in Houston, boy, it was some sprinters out there for real. Like it was some. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I mean, yeah, but I did my thing though. I'm trying to get active. So
Yeah, let's keep it
anybody,
what
pushing, man.
event is this that you're talking about?
so I'm running the 60 and I'm running the 200 meters, the 200 meter sprint solos. So I'm running 60 meters. That's about literally 60% of the 100 meters, and then I'm doing a 200 meters, which is half around the track. So I'm gonna do that. But that's the one, like that's my race right there. Like that's my turn up right there. So I'll let y'all know how I do. But if I get smoked, y'all ain't gonna hear nothing about it. So
Why? We have to celebrate your success and your failures because it's not failure;
absolutely.
it's an ability to learn. I don't think you lose or you learn, right?
you
So,
know what? I
or
don't
you
care
win
what
and you
people say about you. Listen, Robbie, I don't care what people say about you behind closed doors, but you cool with me. So I appreciate that. Thank you.
listen. Okay, good. Always.
Always.
Okay, guys, stepfathers, blended families. It's not something that's easy, but as a boy mom, I've come to the understanding because I used to be like, oh, men have it so easy, and women, we have to give birth, and then I have a son, and I watch the men around me, and it's not easy being a man. I think, to be honest, I think it's more difficult to be a man. And then, not to add to that, now if you're a man that's marries a woman that has children, right? And what then? What if the children are disrespectful?
I wasn't
Well,
trying. I don't know what I don't know. The iPhone tweaked out. My bad.
Uh
now he's
oh.
frozen.
Yeah,
No,
she's
I'm
Single
frozen.
good.
mother,
Oh,
right?
No, Robbie is frozen.
okay. Oh, I was gonna say.
Dang, I'm not frozen. Am I still frozen?
Yeah, you're still frozen.
I mean, you.
Well, now you're
Yeah.
not.
No,
No,
no.
she's
Now you
moving.
good. No, now you good. Now you good. Now you good. Now you good. Hey, what
As a
Wi-Fi
single
provider you
mother,
got? No, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
we're Spectrum.
See,
Yeah,
that's
we need to talk about your Wi-Fi providing because, baby, because you keeping choppy, you choppy. You know why? It's because you're about to lie to us.
Oh, for real. Oh, so I'm
Dang.
choppy.
No, you
Oh.
good, man.
Oh, okay. Okay, for sure.
No. Hi. Um, I can see the delay actually. Okay, Tanya, I had a question for you, right? You've dated and you're a single mother. How soon do you introduce men to your children?
Damn.
Definitely no more. So
Well,
my
when you were dating, like how soon did you introduce men to your children?
so the ones that I did introduce my kids to, I think it was probably like at least a good year before I did. Now, I mean, I don't even make it a year no more because I'm like, I, and that's why I don't do it. I don't introduce them to my kids because, and you got to at least show me 6 months of stability, and it doesn't happen right now. But also now that my kids are older, I don't really see a need to introduce them to my kids.
Right.
I'm not moving in with nobody. No one's moving in with me. My daughter's 19, almost 20. She's talking about moving in with her boyfriend. So it's like, hey, she's almost gone and out. And then my son, I just, I, I just don't do it because of these issues. Now, in the past, I did have where I would date somebody and we would move into each other. And that was one of our main fights. That, my kids were disrespectful. They don't listen to them. They don't, they don't, whatever. That was always an argument. And,
Right.
In those situations, it was, maybe different parenting styles, or, they didn't feel that my kids would give them the type of respect that I guess they wanted. I don't know. I'd never seen any of the disrespect. It was always when I was gone. And so, that was kind of like them versus him. And I guess that was always an issue. Now, was it the best person in the world? No, it wasn't. So after a while, do I believe it? Not really. Because, my daughter has a mouth on her. She does. However, she's not going to do that because she hasn't done it to anybody else. So why would she do it just to you? But when I did catch it happening, I did catch it happening when he was being disrespectful to me. So in the fights and the arguments, which was all consistently, my kids would stick up for me. So because I am a little bit of I'm not going to say I'm a pushover, but I'm nice. I always feel like I'm nice. Like it takes a lot to have me be, to push me to the disrespectful stage. And if I ever get disrespectful to you, you definitely pushed me there. So like for my daughter, who doesn't take crap from anybody, she automatically would say something or stick up for me or stuff like that. So I mean, at this
Right.
point in their age, I just think that to be healthy and just like not even really put them through anything anymore. I just feel like even if I did date someone past a year at this point, let's just not do that right now. I don't think that, I think that if it was to get really serious, then I would introduce them, but it would have to
Right.
it'd have to really take someone special and someone that I know is going to be here for a while for me to do that. And
Right. That
because
makes
they're older, and to me, it just I don't like it. And
no.
it was kind of a hard finding that balance because they did have their dad and they do have their dad in their life. And so that first one, that was the mistake. And then the second one, it was just, that was um another mistake. So it's kind of like, so let's not do that to them again. That's my
Right. No,
viewpoint on it.
I can understand that, and I think also, in order for a man outside of the kid's father to correct your children, there has to be trust, right?
Mhm.
Trust between you and him. You guys having conversations about how discipline looks, right? I think that's important. And I also think, though, I think sometimes we jump into things too quickly
Mhm.
and people assume roles too quickly, or we push the kids together too quickly. We don't space it out because of how you feel about the person, right? I know in my dating life, I never introduced my kids to anybody except the person I'm dating now. But I never did, you know, I didn't want my kid, or and my daughter reminds me of this all the time. It's like when you have a child that's outspoken, don't tell them something because they're gonna throw in your face.
Yeah.
Okay. And I'm not gonna tell you what she said, but she reminded me of something. So whenever I think of stepping over a line, I'll be thinking, if I do this, she's gonna say, "But you said you're never gonna do that, mom."
Yeah. I like how my kids, they'll analyze the guy and they'll be like, Mom, no, he acts, and they'll tell me, like, they'll start picking out his red flags. And I'm like, and then they'll make me like, because I did for this last little phase of singleness, it wasn't that I introduced them, but like we just maybe so happened to be at a place that one of my guy friends was at, and it would happen. They'd be like, no. And so after that, I was like, yeah, I think they're at the age they don't need to know what I'm doing. And I'm not planning on
No.
living with anybody anytime soon or bringing anybody in here anytime soon. So with bigger kids, it's like, yeah, that, it's a, I don't want to be embarrassed. I'm not gonna lie. Like my kids will embarrass the shit out of me, and they'll speak their mind. So I'm like, yeah, let's just leave it alone. Now, when me and their dad split apart, and they were little, I did make sure that I only brought one person into her life, and that was because I was going to move in with him. And, that took like a good year because I have a girl, and that is just something that's always been like really scary to me is,
Right.
you never
Absolutely.
know. And like, even after a year, it's kind of hard still, And so, even with little girls, and I have friends that, they have little kids and they bring everybody around their kids. Like you hear all these stories, and then I watch all these crimes and I'm like, oh my God, like, why would you bring that man around your daughter? We don't know him. Like,
Right.
you don't know what's going on. And then I watch too much Law and Order SVU. So
I feel you. And then also I hear like these younger women, they will leave their kids with their men and go out. You like, girl. I don't
and
like that.
yeah, I know girls who did that. And guess what happened to their daughters?
Right.
And then it's like,
But
like
now it's not just men that's molesting kids, it's women too, though.
I've seen that.
Yeah, it's them too. So I don't trust nobody. You can't trust anybody until
Yeah.
you really get to know somebody too. And sometimes that could be tricky as well. But anyway, you guys, I can't ask you all that because you're two men, and But I do have a question for you, CJ. But I don't know if I could put you. No, let me not ask that question. Let me just play the video because I wanted to ask you a question. Maybe too personal.
Yeah.
Maybe
You're
a
gonna
girl.
get me fucked up around here. But go ahead. Go ahead.
Nah, I'm gonna leave it alone. It wasn't a bad question. I was just wanting to ask.
Yeah, just wait till after. Just wait till after. Yeah, because see, you think about it too much. So
I think so. I had a thought, and I was like, you know what? Mind your business, sis. That's what I told myself. I told myself, mind you. You see how I checked myself? You'll see that, guys. You'll see
I
that.
like that.
I checked
I like
myself.
That. I like that.
But
I like
anyway,
that. Hey,
let's
we
play the
appreciate
video.
that.
It's okay, you can record me all you want. He's a fucking little scumbag.
Okay.
Just like you.
Okay.
I don't care. You can tell your father's gonna go to jail too.
Okay.
Because I have video of him driving.
Okay.
Watch!
Okay.
Watch! You little fucking bitch. That's what you are. A little fucking bitch. Where's daddy in Oklahoma? Where is he? Your father Jake wants nothing to do with your stupid ass. You fucking psychopath. I'm stupid? Look at yourself. Nobody wants you. Your own mother sent you to a fucking hospital. Don't you realize that? I didn't want any kid. And I told your nutty mother that 8 years ago. Because I saw how she acted with you. That's why, you fucking dumbass.
Birdie, are you okay?
Daddy fucking Dan's going to jail because I videoed him driving.
Yeah.
Remember the fucking alcoholic who drove with you drunk in a fucking car? You dumb fuck.
Huh. Well, first of all, who's the adult? He's out of line for that one.
It's very triggering.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Who would like to talk first? Brian, you want to go first?
Hey, I will. That's one of those videos where you could literally pick somebody and be triggered by any person in the situation. It seems like, I've been a coach over 2 decades, and any educator will tell you that kids will do something over the top, out of line, whether it be once or over a period of time, where you just want to snatch them up, right? I mean, it's not an unknown for educators that they want to, they could whoop kids, they could bring paddling back, they would, because some of these kids are just out of line. But
For real.
at the same time,
Right.
they never do, or they don't, and the ones who do, they get reprimanded. But I would never talk to a kid like that.
Right.
That is no matter if it's, and of course that guy said that the child has been in the hospital before, has been admitted for whatever mental issues or anger issues or whatever troubles that the kid was going through,
Right.
and that he just made it worse. And the little boy just hitting the man. That may be his son hitting him, and then the mom is recording it, and he's saying stuff like, "Yeah, well, I didn't want this 8 years ago with your crazy mommy. Well, if you knew she was like that, you should have left her alone." Just that whole thing is triggering from so many angles. There's nothing good in that situation. That's one of the most overly toxic, just chaotic videos that I've seen. You play, and there's no positive in that anywhere. That's one of those situations where everybody just needs to get away from each other, and people need to be held accountable for how that situation even got there, and then him not making it any better. I mean, you're berating basically a child, and that's going to be traumatizing for I don't know how long for that kid. And then the mom's just sitting there, which makes it worse, recording the whole thing for whatever reason, whether it be to show on social media or to show evidence to the cop. I don't know, but that's all bad. The entire situation is all bad.
Yeah. But you know what's funny is, and it's not funny, is that the little boy is hitting this man with all his strength. And then he's looking back at the mama, and she's just
Yeah,
steadily recording. Now
Yeah.
not
she just
doing
ain't
nothing. She's not doing a thing.
not a thing. And the thing of it is, you got to think about what happened before this blow up, right? Now I
Yeah.
Something
agree.
happened.
It sounds like to me it's a build up, honestly,
Oh,
for
it
him as
definitely
an
is. That's
adult
not out of the
to say
blue.
that. No, to say the things that he was saying, yes, it wasn't right. But what has he been enduring? And I'm not siding with him. I'm just saying, what has he been enduring this whole time before he blew up like that? The thing that's funny is the little boy to me, though. He just kept hitting that man, and he was hitting him hard. But I
Like,
think
like,
he was so angry that he didn't feel shit. He just like,
And for the mom to just watch her husband berate her child, that's very triggering. That's bad. That whole thing is just it's horrible.
go ahead, Tim.
yeah, yeah. I ain't gonna lie. Like when I be seeing like men put up with stuff like that, especially with like moms and things of that nature. I ain't gonna lie. Sometimes I'll be running. I'm like, damn, I wonder what that coochie hitting on. Cause no cap, it ain't.
Shut up.
Cause it ain't. Boy, I ain't gonna lie. I almost wanted her to turn the camera around. Cause I'm like, damn, hold on, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, how's she looking? If he willing to put up with this, I'd be like, damn, that shit must be hitting on something. But that's me semi joking. But on a serious note, like, I'm not gonna cap. You kind of stoop down to a kid level when you talk to them like that. You know what I'm saying? Because I was at the age, like I'm kind of at the age to where it's like, I mean, I'm still a grown man, but it's like I'm closer in age than like to some teenagers than what it is to like older folks. So you get the talking and crazy like that. Like they see you as a kid too. They see you as a child too. So, as a man, like you shouldn't really be doing all that, you know what I'm saying? Berating the kid, talking kid like that, just cause, you know what I'm saying? That's a little whack to me. But I'm not gonna cap. Me personally, This is because I'm very big on respect, and this would have never gotten this far because it would have got to a certain point to where because obviously they've been together for a while, but it would have got to a point to where I like, listen, look, am I gonna be able to be their kid's father? You know what I'm saying? Now I don't know if y'all heard, but you heard how he said like your father. I don't know what he said. I think he said something like your father didn't want you or your father. I don't know. It was
Yeah,
something. Yeah,
yeah.
it
He
was
said
something
your
like
own dad didn't want you.
exactly. So it's like your own daddy don't want you, and I'm trying my best, and you is being blatantly disrespectful with whatever the situation is. But that's when I go back to, when we try to make it serious, I'm gonna ask them and listen, are you gonna allow me to be a father to that young man or to the boys or whatever? Because if the answer is anything but yes, we ain't got, we can't get it rocking. We can't get it popping because you're not gonna allow me to discipline. You don't trust me. So for whatever reason, and for that reason, I would have been left. You know what I'm saying? But that's a conversation you should have had before you got to that point. Could I be, could I be a man? Could I be their father? Are you allowing me to do so? Oh, so I can't? Oh, I can't touch your kid? Oh, I can't do this, that, and the third? I can't try. Okay, well then shit. Well, it was cool. That's what it would have went with me.
But it sounds like to me that the mother has been talking reckless to the father in front of the kids because the kids are a little too comfortable, talking to him a certain way. It also sounds like to me that he's been with them through tough times,
Yeah.
especially because it sounds like the actual biological is in jail, right? Did I mishear that? He's either in jail
He said he was
I
going
don't.
back.
or is it
I
alcohol?
don't. Yeah.
He said your dad's going to jail for driving something or something like
Driving
that.
with
But
him.
yeah, so it's not. I don't think the dad's in jail yet.
Or some, yeah, but he's, yeah,
But
or
the
something
dad
like that.
isn't like involved in their life, right? I don't know. That was the
Yeah, we
confusing
don't
part because
know.
yeah, because he said something like you can't go back to. I don't know if he said that your dad doesn't want you, or he was saying like go back to your dad, but he knew that he couldn't
Something
do
like
that
that.
because I didn't understand that part, but
It sounded like the father was present, but probably like not really. Like,
yeah,
yeah,
probably
and
like not. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. You're right. I agree with you, CJ. There was pertinent conversations didn't happen before. I don't think it seems to me. I don't think from the way the situation is. I don't think there was any conversations. I think they just thought that love would make it. Like they would just be in love and lust, and they thought that that's and if you know, relationships need more than love. So to work,
Well,
right?
he did allude on something. He said that's why when he talked to his wife 8 years ago, he didn't want XYZ. And
He didn't
regardless if
want no kids. That's what he said.
yeah, regardless if yeah, because of how the other one was being treated. But even if they did have the conversation or didn't, there are a lot of marriages who have conversations like that, and they're just saying what sounds good at the time, you know, and or they are in a bad situation, and what we all know to be true is a lot of people take those bad situations and think the ring and the I do's are going to change it, and it never changes. The marriages,
Mm.
the I do's and the rings don't change anything. They just exacerbate the good or the bad. So yeah, he's yeah, it's regardless. It's been 8 years. It's whatever's happened. It's been years and years and years worth of stuff, and for it to, I doubt that's the first time that they've come to a head on that situation like that. I really do. That's not because she's too
No,
calm in the
good.
situation. She's
Hmm.
just sitting there going, right. So that's not the first time that's happened.
I mean, the trash was trashing. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah.
hey, so on a serious note, normally how it goes, and I could be tweaked out. Normally how it goes is, you because for one, if you're, I mean, obviously, if you're not with the child's father, then obviously, depending on the time frame, you're gonna date, you're gonna see other people. That's normal. It happens. You know what I'm saying? And you're gonna find somebody you like. You're gonna find somebody you be like, damn, I'm trying to hunch. I'm trying to get down. So y'all kind of being a little sneaky and geeky for a little bit, right? Y'all doing y'all thing. Like, you know how you be like, hey, the kids sleep at like 10, gotta be gone by 6, so y'all
No,
doing
we
that for a
don't know
little
them.
bit. So we're gonna
We don't do that over here.
no, listen, I understand that's what you don't do, but we're not talking about you. We're talking about the majority of everybody else, because we all know people that do have them too. We ain't gonna play crazy as well, but I got you, but say less. No, but listen, but then eventually y'all be like, you know what, listen, I wanna be something more than just a midnight. Yeah, I'm saying, I want this, that, and the third. So during those moments when like feelings is getting real for real, like that's when y'all need to have a conversation. Like, look, I like you and I love you a lot. But then that's when I would say, like, in which I would ask the question, and it may be rhetorical, but do the guy or the girl, do they have to love the children just as much as you for it to work? Does it have to be yeah, y'all let me know how that dynamic has to go, if in your opinion, both of y'all ladies. Just
Okay, in my opinion, when you enter into a relationship with somebody that has children, well, I'll talk from of my experience because I come from an African environment, which is a village mindset, right? So if I'm in a relationship and a man has children, I look at his children as my children, right? I will do for his kids like I would do for my kids, and I would protect them as I would protect my own kids. That's just how it is, right? You end up loving those children after you. I mean, you can love kids. You can't help it. I mean, unless you like the freaking devil. Like, how can you not? I can't see. I mean, I'm thinking about when after my no, I'm not. That's not a good example. I was about to talk about my birth giver. That's not a good example. But I've seen relationships where people have married and then try to keep it separate. How do you do that? I don't know how you do that. Because I think you both a package deal, right? I'm a package deal and you a package deal. You come with kids and I come with kids. So, Tanya, what are your thoughts?
I kind of, my thoughts are a little bit. I don't want to deal with anybody's kids anymore. So I mean, that's why I think that's for me. I've been there, and like you said, you get really close with the kids, and then you take them on as yours. So I've done that, and to the point where I'm still very involved in their life. So like it's not that I don't want to deal with their kids. Like I don't want to raise their kids. So like if they have younger kids or they have, I want someone with older kids or no kids, honestly. And then that might be a little bit selfish for me to say, and I've been told that a few times, but that's just my preference. Just like if a man doesn't want a single mom, like okay, well I can't change his preference. Well, I
That's
also don't
just
want a man
preference.
with a baby or a 3-year-old or a 6-year-old or a 10-year-old. If they're not like my kids are older. Mm-mm. And like, I'm not going to be ugly to your kids. And yeah, Christmas, I'll buy your kids stuff. But as far as being like active, I personally, at this point in my life, don't want to do it anymore. So that's kind of hard for me. So like in that situation there, let's say it was on the other foot, her kids and their ages, I'm not doing that.
so is this one? So this is just a total hypothetical. So is this one right here? Because he's 3. Okay, so it could. Okay,
It wouldn't
She
happen.
said that's a
so you want to say
non-negotiable
hi? You
That's
want
a
to say
baby.
little
hi?
kid. That means you're gonna
You
ask
want
me,
to
and
say hi?
you're gonna ask me if he's gonna want some
Hi.
lunch, and I'm not. I'm gonna try. I'm trying to take a nap, and the baby wants something to eat. And I'm be like, you can't
I
pour
mean,
your
and
own
that's,
cereal. Pour your own cereal. And I don't
but
know.
what
I
if
mean,
you
that's just
meet
where
like
I'm at
the
right now.
but
At
Tonya, what
my
if you
age,
meet
Pour
this
your own
perfect
cereal.
man and he
pour,
has a
pour your own
3-year-old?
cereal.
No, for real. What if you meet this perfect man and he has a 3-year-old? Because most people have kids nowadays and they have small kids because people are having kids later.
I don't know. I, I can appreciate that, and I don't want to be brought into their lives. You know what I mean? So, I mean, like we could do stuff together, but as far as like being I don't know how to say this right then, I guess. But like in my past, like these kids were brought into my life and brought into my home where I cared for them.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You know,
No, I
like
You
their
don't
feel
want
mom.
you don't want to have that emotional output anymore.
Right. And you know, like, and then in those situations, like one of them, like, you know, like they come live with us and they come do that. Like, I don't want to, you know, because like I'm still trying to figure that out myself. Like, I don't even want to live with a man at this point. So like, I guess if we're dating, yeah, that's cool. You can have a kid because, you know, y'all both go home at the end of the night. But if we get to the point where we're going to live together and you have a little kid, then it's
somebody.
like, that makes it a little bit harder for me because
So,
I
hold on.
personally don't want to deal with that no more. I
So
don't
let
want
me
to.
ask you this, Tanya. Don't you think that limits your dating pool?
It
Because most
does.
people,
And that's why I feel that for now, and this is for me right now. This is in my right now life. I don't have the time to focus on that. So that's why I haven't like I date, but I don't honestly. Like like at first I was trying and I have finally realized that, you know what, you know, maybe I need to focus on me and what I'm trying to build for myself. So maybe my mindset will change in 3 years. But where I'm at right now, it's not, I don't have time for, you know, to play stepmom. I don't want to, and so it might change in a couple of years, but at where I'm sitting at right now, I don't want it. And then, and luckily, I have like so far, I've come across the ones with no kids that don't want none. And so I've actually finding a lot of men who are older than me who don't have kids and don't want none. And I'm like, cool. I mean, if you don't want none, let's go. You know, more fun for
Okay.
us. You know, and
Right.
that's actually like I I'm starting to see that more often than not is guys who don't have kids and they're already our age or above and they don't want to. So that's cool. Now, if they tell me they want kids, then I'll leave it alone. And then or the ones that their kids are older. Now, if their kids are older, like high school, I'll even do junior high. Like you got to be my son's age or higher. Like these kids, you got to be able to, you know, you got to be able to pour your own cereal, maybe make you some eggs and bacon, and then
Function on your own.
yeah, you know, I
Who
don't,
asked you to do some cereal? Because you keep saying this, man, some little bastard must have been trying to get you to pour some cereal
Miss
or
Tanya,
damn.
something.
yeah, Miss Tanya, can you pour me some cereal? No,
No, Tanya. No.
Son,
I'm trying to sleep. Go away. Yeah.
So Brian, I have a question for you.
Uh-huh.
Would you date a woman that has children?
Would I
Yeah.
or did I? Yeah, I mean, I would probably
Would
cap
you
it. I would
like?
probably like Tanya's mindset is understandable to me. Let's just say like three, four, no. Let's just say she had two. They were older, like, high school or even beyond. That would be okay.
Right.
If she had one, that is a little bit more towards my preference. I mean, my dating pool, it's limited because I would prefer one or none. And and then on top of that, like I deep dive in those situations just to protect the child, right?
Right.
I want to know
Yes.
the relationship between the woman I'm dating and the child's father,
Yeah,
because there's a lot of situations in that, that men are very territorial, right? And there are a lot of men who, if they're baby's mama is dating some other guy, then he tries to swoop in and do history type stuff, and he's like, hey man, some dude's trying to plant his flag where mine used to be. I mean, it's a lot. So I try to see their mindset with that, like we've
Yeah,
all
them
talked
niggas is
about with
weird,
this.
Brian.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
man.
yeah, them
Yeah.
niggas is weird, straight like that.
Yeah.
I'm sorry to
Trust,
cut you off.
man.
Go ahead.
No, no, no. You good, man. I mean, I didn't see it a lot, man. I'm 45 years old, baby. And I've seen men in that situation on the opposite end to where, their baby's mama is going off and doing her thing and trying to live her life. And they just, they may be doing something, but when they see that, boom, it triggers them to, try to do the old caveman syndrome crap. So, then you have to talk about discipline. Then you have to talk about, you know, uh, what she expects you to do. You know, some women are like, look, you have to do for my child as much or more than you have to do with me. And some women are like, no, I got my kid. You know, if we rock, you do things for me. If you want to do something for my child, that's fine. And those things, those are ever evolving conversations until you kind of get the foundation of it all. Uh, but overall, you have to protect the child. Like you don't want children can get, especially at certain ages, emotionally attached really fast,
Right.
right?
Mm-hmm.
And they may understand, hey, this is my dad over here, but if you're doing good things with the child and helping rear the child, that child can call you dad one day, and you don't want to mess with that dynamic, and then now that child is affected. So I grew up in a single parent home, but my mom did a great job. She didn't bring men. There have probably been three men that I know of in my entire lifetime, my childhood. My mom did a good job of not bringing men, and I'm not saying she was out there, dating 10 trillion men, but she knew that she didn't want me seeing men coming in and out of the house. And I know women who are like that. Women shield their children from seeing that activity, especially if the child is a daughter. You don't want to see mom bringing men in and out of the house, and then the daughter
That's
sees
why.
that growing up. And that can put a mindset in the child that's bad, or very difficult to break. So yeah, me personally, I would, especially if she had one. Um,
And the baby
but
daddy was
just
dead.
well,
No.
that I mean that's different, so you wouldn't have to
That's
worry about it.
wild.
Yeah,
Do you
That's
have
but
kids, Brian?
no. So my dating pool is even smaller because I want a child, at least one. So
you
you
want
take
this
you take
one?
my that's yours, man.
No, that can. No, this one can be yours too. We can. No, I'm playing. No, somebody else
No,
got
that's
it.
yours, man. No, 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 no.
I got-
Like no, see, like that. I would, me having a child, me wanting a child, like not too many women over 40, either want children or can have children. Black women are high risk when it comes to pregnancies and
Right.
deliveries. And I've met some really good women who are like, look, I just can't have a child, because of health reasons. So it's my dating pool, because of my preferences are a little bit smaller than most, but I'll still try to look and find.
Mm.
But if the child is bad, I'm not doing it. I'm sorry. Let's just say I met a woman, she's got one kid, and the child is bad. I'm not sticking my foot in that, because what you have allowed for an X amount of time for that child to be like that, I'm not fixing to step my foot in that. That goes into branches of things that are very difficult to undo.
Hey, bro. So I was just thinking about this. See, now y'all was laughing when I said, "Man, it depends," because because that coochie hitting on. So I may deal with some bullshit. Now you remember? Are we there yet? Yeah, you
Oh
remember with
yeah.
Ice Cube?
I
Yeah,
see.
Neil
Oh yeah.
Long. Yeah, he willing to deal with them little bad. Let me tell you something. Now I'm thinking about it. That nigga really brought them kids from wherever the hell, from
Across.
way across the country, and she
Right
even
across
put
the
that
country.
thing on him. Yeah, she even put that thing on him. Yeah, he said, "You are so bad." Hell yeah, I love the kids. Bring them little bastards here with me, and yeah.
Damn.
So I you know what I'm saying? Hey, that should be for real. You never know. The mama looks straight. You may,
No, it is for real. I
you
know
may
men
deal
who
with
have
some
I know men
bullshit.
who have done that. I know men who have put up with high level BS because they wanted the woman so bad. Not me.
This is so
All my
stupid. You live
all
a
my
life of
friends said that
misery
those
for no.
all my friends said those are always the women who end up not being worth it.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
like they don't,
No,
it's like
no.
everything about them be terrible. I'm like, well, then why? I said, then why they do it? That's like me. I'll sit back and I try to analyze everybody. Like, how does she have 5 kids and always keep a man? I was like, well, what? I can't.
Yeah.
It's all got all them kids and they always have a man. It ain't the best man, but they got one. And I was always
No.
And that's
confused, like,
that's the problem. That's the problem. It ain't the best one, so you settling for whatever, so you won't have to be alone.
that's a lot of kids, though.
Sure
But
is.
Okay,
but
So why do
okay,
you think?
okay.
Why do
no.
you think the 600-pound show they always have men? I mean,
Always.
they lay there, they don't do shit. He's cooking for them. I mean, he's the one cooking, right? He's doing everything. He's wiping all the crevices and cracks and all that stuff.
But that's a deal though. That's a deal. Those men who are doing that, those
He's
men who and
hungry.
those people who are in relationship with those 600-pound folks, they've always got something to gain. Like some of them dudes be completely homeless, and if they need a crib to stay at, they need a crib to stay at. So they're like, screw it, man. I'll stay and wipe between your crevices as long as I don't have to pay no rent.
Yep, some of them getting them disability check because her fat ass can't, you know what I'm saying? And
Yup.
that's a disability, you know. So shit. I mean, well, you know, like for a bum, you know, that's
Yeah.
a sweet
Yeah.
little hookup. All you gotta do is just wipe some ass a little bit and roll her fat
And
ass over every hour because she
and
gotta
eat.
get and eat. That's all it is. Hell, I can cheat. I can do whatever the hell I want because what you gonna do? I
And
can
then
hit you on top of your head and I can
Yeah, she ain't gonna chase you.
Right, she ain't gonna chase me. Gonna break a hole out the damn out the foundation.
but wait, and then you're gonna go with her to Dr. Now, and Dr. Now's gonna tell you enabling this woman while you cook her 2 packs of bacon and 4 dozen eggs. Shit,
I want to know how they can afford that shit.
I
Hey,
know.
that disability check be high. That
It gotta
disability check be
be.
high. And then wherever they stay, you know, it'd be some jacked up places to stay. So you know, rent ain't high.
Yeah.
No, and then the fire department comes and has to break down the wall to take her ass out because there's no way.
Well,
That's crazy.
But she got a man though.
And you know what? We talk about women all the time that have a whole bunch of kids trying to date. What about men? And then they're trying to hide those kids. Let me, like, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
That's my most important question. How many kids you got and how many moms? Because
that's true
there's a
though.
lot of men out there that have 5 kids, 5 moms.
Yeah.
Like, where they at? Why? You know,
dang.
like how active were you in their lives? How old are they? Oh, you got no. Like, no.
Then they have one
You
that's fresh out the womb, and you're like,
know.
so
I've never figured. Well, I'm not a woman, so I don't have that mindset. So it trips me out. The more children a woman has out of wedlock, especially with multiple women, multiple men, it's more of a turnoff for me. Like it's if you got 4 kids with 3 different dudes and you ain't never been married, that just goes red flaggy, red flaggy, red flaggy to me. But for women, it's like women be like, the more if a guy has 5 kids by 4 different women, he's about to get another woman pregnant. Like the dude in North Carolina who's got like 25 kids,
Yeah.
and everybody knows it. Like how did he get from 5 to 25? That should be disgusting,
You got
right? And women just be like, oh, I want to sleep with him and have no kid. You're right.
He's got
Hey,
4.
hey,
Everybody.
even if he got that, it's like, why would you even let that dude poke you? He done poked 1,000 other women. Like, come on, man, y'all
Hey,
tripping.
I've been guilty.
Right,
I might,
right.
have fun with someone like that. I won't be with them.
Right.
But usually that's what it is. They come
oh
in
my
like,
god.
No. Listen, Brian, and here's the thing. I know exactly what you're talking about. Actually,
Jeez.
like 3 of them look kind of decent, but there's 2 of them that are like registered nurses, RN. So I'm like, how did you go
Yeah,
through all this schooling just to fall for this dumbass nigga? Like
yeah.
what? You know?
Hey, and not even protect yourself. Like, how many times you slept with him? That's your business. But
yeah.
there was at least one
You got
time
them like this.
where, yeah, like how many times did you sleep with him
Here's the
unprotected to get pregnant? That's
One time,
crazy.
honey. It could be one time and you knocked up. It don't even maybe even half.
Not a grown woman who knows about birth control,
Hey,
especially an RN. You know what to do, ma'am.
hey,
That don't
Hey,
mean shit though. That
uh,
doesn't
Yeah, I
he,
mean
he
know.
shit.
he went from 0 to 25, and everybody knew it. It's like, golly, how many more idiots are y'all going? How many times? Golly, it's
One of my daughter's friends was telling me about their dad, and they're like, "Yeah, my dad has 9 kids," and I'm like, and then so he started giving me the breakdown. I was like, damn, your dad was really there, like, oh my gosh, so the thing is, why is it more acceptable for men to have all the kids by all the different women? Like, it's more acceptable than it would
It
be like a
is.
woman having a whole bunch of kids.
yeah,
It's
because
just
of that
one of
double
those things.
standard.
It's a double standard that ain't going nowhere, and we
Dude.
can fight as much as we want to, but there's no changing that. I mean,
Yeah,
like, even like when I was dating, people would be surprised that I have one father of 3 kids. And they was like, "Well, who's what?" And to me, I didn't understand it at first. Like, why would you ask me? What, did I look like a whore? That's what I would think, right? Why are you asking me like, would I have 3 baby fathers?
but
Like,
see, I respect I respect your situation. You were supposed to have kids. You were married, right? So you were supposed. That's what you. I respect that you having 3 kids by one guy who was your husband, rather than the woman who's got 3 kids by 3 different dudes that's never been married,
Now, hold
right?
on. Now, Brian, this is just me playing devil's advocate. This is me playing devil's advocate. Now,
It's because he's
we're
done
in
it.
two. This is me playing devil's advocate, right? And we're on
let's hear
different
that.
kind of spectrums and wavelengths. There are some people, I'm not going to say me, but there are some people that also, hold on, no. There's some men that also would think, you have 3 kids by one man and y'all didn't work. What happened? What was the break? Like, what happened for it not to work? Like, what
That's fair.
happened? There's seriously some people I've talked to that they was like, man, she got 2 or 3 kids by the same dude. And me, I'm not tripping, like, oh, okay, word. But it's like, damn, I wonder what happened. Like, why didn't it work? We understand the ones, to be honest, it's a little bit more, it makes more sense, and I'm not saying it's right. It makes more sense to have the multiple baby mamas, baby daddies, because you can quote unquote count them as one off. So you can just chalk that up to you just being promiscuous or whatever. But for somebody to have one, baby mama, father, whatever, but you got 3 or 2 or however, you know what I'm saying? It's kind of like, damn, I wonder, why ain't y'all worked out? Shit. Is there
Some
gonna be a back
people,
door? Is there but that's none of my business, and I'm not judging for the person
listen,
that has that, but
some people may say that's a dumbass question or statement, right? Some people may say that,
that's facts. That's facts.
right?
That's facts.
So
I
what's the
mean,
point?
people
What
grow
is
out
the
of
point?
relationships.
Because it's not even, see, when people say, oh, I outgrew you, I start thinking when people say that, I outgrew you, or um you're not on my level. What does that mean exactly, right? Yes, do people evolve and elevate? Absolutely. But when I hear a lot of women saying, I outgrew him, or he's not on my level, typically it's mostly, I find, career woman, who maybe the man is not doing the same thing she's doing, or he doesn't make the same money that you're making. So there's different scenarios when it comes to that. Now back to you, CJ. um Nobody that has 3 kids with somebody wakes up one day and say, I just don't like this nigga and I don't want to be with him. It takes something big for you to leave a marriage that was so long, right? And having kids with this one person. Shit, some of us should have left in year 2, but we didn't. Just saying.
Right.
So
I
it's not
understand.
like, when I look at women that have several baby fathers, I used to be very, very judgmental. Honestly,
Mm-hmm.
I'd be like, she's a hoe. But
Mm-hmm.
people out here trying to find love, really. But you don't know what people's background is. You don't know why they're trying to find that. So they have several fathers, and with that comes so much drama. Yo, when I used to work at United Healthcare, this one girl, she was talking to me, and back then I didn't know people had different baby dads. She was like, "Yeah, my son's father, and then my twin's father, and then my other daughter's father." And I was like, "Say what?" Like I was shocked. I didn't know this shit even happens. And then she had no eyelashes. I don't know why I'm talking about. She looked like a. Anyway, that's
Damn, I should be
Yeah, Rama always want to point out somebody's appearance.
right.
no,
Or the
because like
experiment.
one day she came to work, y'all. She didn't have her lashes on. I thought she came from chemo. Like it was like, girl, are you okay? She looks sick. But
Damn, I hope she ain't watching this, hoe. Yeah, I
Uh,
hope she ain't. I hope she ain't. I hope she ain't
hey,
watching
I bet you
okay.
she has eyelashes now.
I bet she does. And she called me a Sour Patch Kid, so I don't give a damn whether she hears me or not. Oh well.
Back then,
this.
Um,
eyelashes weren't big. Now they're big.
Yeah,
no,
now they.
they're all.
Yeah,
They're all.
now they
And
But I
big.
mean,
just
people in their youth, we make very foolish decisions and we choose to stay in relationships because we think, well,
right.
maybe it'll change, or I don't want my children to not have a
Grow up with that.
father,
Yeah,
or divorce
that's
will
me.
hurt them, right? Divorce is gonna hurt them, and then you realize it wasn't the divorce that hurt them, it was the dysfunction. Because had I left
Hmm.
sooner, we could have healed sooner, right?
Hmm.
And
Mhm.
I used to say, oh, I regret it, but then when I look at my children, I'm like, if I didn't stay, I wouldn't have had them, and I don't regret my kids at all.
Right.
Yep.
Now, I won't say would I do it again. I don't know though. In hindsight, not with the same nigga though. But
Y-
anyway,
Yep. Like so. Like. Okay. Thank you, son. I don't know.
your
I
son
don't
is
know if
so
y'all can
cute,
hear
by the
that.
way.
Huh?
He's so cute, by the way.
That's my little dude, man. That's my little. Yeah. He about to be my next left tackle, man. You know what I'm saying? He
That's
finna
right.
be guarding. Yeah. He finna be guarding for the next Cowboys quarterback. Because they like to pass out dumbass deals. So hopefully my son can get paid. I don't know, 4 years, like $120 million or something by the year, like 2040 something. But that's an investment though. That's what I'm saying. And that's my retirement check right there. We gonna, you know what I'm saying. Now
I
I
hear
want.
you.
Now, I wanted to ask. I think. I ain't gonna lie. Now, maybe I just may be tweaking, but when my mom got divorced from my stepdad when I was like 18 or something like that, and I'm not gonna lie. At that time, it took like my mom like maybe like 2 years to kind of start quote unquote like dating again and stuff, So I was around 20 and I remember, like my mom, like, I don't know. And maybe this may be too TMI, but I think it was like the thought of my mom getting cracked by another man. I think that shit had me going through. I was tripping. I was like, man, hell no. I used to tweak about it, but like now, me almost being 30 years old, having my own kid, and going through life and stuff, I had to realize, like, you know what,
Oh,
man, you
Jesus Christ.
know if anybody think, if at one point your BM was looking like that, other people are gonna think she looked pretty too. And hell, she got needs, she needs too. She need to get her shit, you know what I'm saying, cracked sometimes. So you shouldn't tweak. Now, all I was saying with that whole soliloquy is that if you the baby daddy, you know what I'm saying, the one that's not actively in the life for whatever reason,
Right.
it's okay, bro. Yo, BM, your BM is in good hands. Don't don't try to shoot up. Hold on, cause listen, cause people know that's the risk of when y'all separate. That's a risk that you take. You take possibly another man, maybe catering to your son or daughter. And vice versa, if you're a guy, you may have another woman that step up to your son or daughter. That's a possibility.
Right.
So it would be in your best interest to, like, trust the process, trust that your BM makes the best decision, and don't be tweaking because she want to give her shit crack sometime or
So
be on
okay,
some other shit.
Jesus, let's say this. So if you and your girl were not together, right? Hypothetically speaking,
Bro, all right.
hypothetically speaking, and she
All right.
meets somebody else, how would you feel with another man around your son? Like honestly, have you thought about this? Like I'm just asking.
Yep,
How would
I
you?
have.
would you like to meet him? Is that important to you? I mean,
I think if it's serious, then
right.
yes. If you just getting your
Absolutely.
shit cracked and then you doing tricks on it, I don't want to meet this man. I don't want to meet this man. But if you now were you confused when I was saying doing tricks
No,
and
baby, I
getting
wasn't confused about anything. I was asking you a question.
Oh,
There's
okay.
no
No,
confusion.
I want to make sure because I
No, no,
could
no.
explain it. Okay, I got you.
No.
But
There's no confusion. You're talking about your mom at that point, right? Because you were saying that when your stepfather separated, and I
oh
can
yeah,
understand like how a male would feel. I understand what you're saying, but I was
yeah.
just
Like, that's
asking
my
you, like,
mama though. Like you know what I'm
why
saying.
they
But like
stupid? No one think about their mother doing stuff like that. I
yeah,
get it.
no, right. But no. But back to me, like me personally, like I said, if it was just on some I just need to get my shit cracked right quick. I don't
So,
want to meet that guy. I'm not trying to meet him. But if it's a serious like, look, I love this woman and I'm
right,
going to be around. That's
right,
when we need to have the conversation.
right, absolutely,
But I also know who I chose to mate with and do whatever and to love. You know what I'm saying? So I trust that she makes the best decision. So I
right.
trust that. Now I'm not fearful. I got somebody, which we talk about, I got somebody that's fearful, like, damn, I done got this 304 pregnant, and I gotta, man, I know she gonna be on some bullshit. You know what I'm saying? But with that one right there, I don't have to worry about that because I know, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, but if it's serious, yes, I would want to meet, and then we would have to have, conversations, And honestly, I'm gonna keep it real. I'm not opposed to if my son acts up. I'm not. I wouldn't be one of those fathers that be like, bro, like, don't touch my kid, like, cause I got like whoopings like by my stepdad. You know what I'm saying? So,
Was your father active though? Was your dad active? Your biological, was he active in your life when you were getting these whoopings? I'm just asking.
At times, yeah.
Okay.
At times before, yeah. But at times, yeah. But he understood that I can't tell it like if my son acting up because you understand because my dad had a step child and he was whooping his ass too. So it's just one of the things. It's like you can't tell a man how to run his house. But hey, that's my son. You better not ABC. Okay, well that's your son. Want to come get him then? Come get him then. If you don't want me to be this child, if you don't want me to help out, then you got to get him because he can't be in here or she be in here and it gets real disrespectful and I'm not
Right.
allowed to. Nah, I can't. Yeah, all
But
right.
here's the thing though. I don't beat my kids. I don't spank my kids.
Oh, I mean, well, this
So
was
I
in like the
wouldn't.
early 2000s, and
Yeah.
but like that was the thing back in the shit. Yeah, that was
Well,
the thing.
I know. Yeah,
Okay.
but we don't like. I prefer to talk. Now, talking doesn't always work. Now, when they were smaller, I'd pop them. I wouldn't beat them, but like, because you saying your stepdad, but then again, yeah, you're right. There was a different time though.
No, like not beat. I'm just well, I'm like just got whoopings. We'll say that. I think beating is a little bit too much.
Yeah, it is.
But just got my three little legs high, and then I probably thought that shit felt feather. Man, I ain't gonna. Hey, quick story. The last ass whooping I got was when I was 14 years old. I was tweaked out. Man, I got 3 pumps, and I was like, damn, that was it. That's all I used to get. They used to be like, yeah, you weren't getting no more than 5 pops if it was real bad. But I'm like, oh damn, I thought them ass whoopers felt forever. But I don't know. Hey, I was a bad kid. I don't got ass whoopers. I'm like, damn.
We can tell. We can see that though. We can tell you was bad.
No, no, I wasn't bad. No. I wasn't bad like disrespectful. I used to just run my like my mouth got me in trouble. I used to roast.
That's what we're talking about. That's what we're talking about. We can tell. You used to be talking.
Oh yeah.
I think one thing that I'm kind of scared of too is my son. He's getting big, and if I don't pick the right guy the next time, I can see him trying to fight him, and that's what I'm worried about too. I think about that a lot because I know my son's problems. And so they labeled him emotionally disturbed, which I found out later that just means he gets mad and hurts people. But he's a solid little kid, and I could see him. If I was to go through some of the things that I've been through in the past, my son actually now that he's big enough, him stepping up, and I don't think I would ever want that to happen. So I think I'm a little bit more like cautious because it definitely I don't want to make the wrong decision and then something like that happen
Well, you
because
won't because you're going to use your intuition and discernment to
well,
That's what
but
choose
I
better.
did in the
that's about to
past.
say, sis. Yes,
Well,
you
I
you
did
have.
in the
will. Yeah,
past.
well,
I
you
will not.
learn. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Well, I'll tell you what though. The other day he made
because
me
the son
mad.
will protect his mother.
Yes, the other day he made me mad, and I because he's too big. I can't spank him no more. Like I had to get the other day. I got the belt kind of like went like this, and I missed, but I punched him, and that hurt my hand. I was like, oh,
Yeah, I don't do that anymore. I don't even because this
I was like,
hand.
"Ugh."
Yeah, no, no.
I was like, oh, where'd you get those muscles? We were just playing though when I punched him the other day, but he made me mad. I was like, I might not be able to spank you no more, but I'm gonna swing it at you.
Tanya, how old's your baby?
14.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know what happened, but this past few since the summer, I don't know. Actually, the past few months, I, when I didn't gently like we were playing and I went to and I hit him because we always play like that, and he like, ooh, I was like, where did this come from? I was like,
Right.
and I felt, I was like, wow, I guess them 2 days have been working,
Yep, he's
and
rolling.
he's a big boy now, and I'm like, wow, okay, well. So then I started thinking about that too, because I was like, I just, if I was to make the wrong decision again, I see my son out in that front yard and dragging the poor little man. Like my ex boyfriend, my son at this age right now would drag my ex boyfriend across that yard the next time me and him got to.
Oh my God. But
I'm
the
like,
next time you're gonna make a good choice though, because you're not the same
Yeah,
person.
yeah,
right.
yeah.
And
You're
that's why
not.
I'm like, that's why I'm so adamant about it too. I'm like, the first time I get and you know what? And I had this conversation with someone too here recently because they were like, there was an issue. He's like, we had an issue. He's like, you just disappeared and ran off. And I'm like, yeah, because you showed me a red flag. I'm not sticking around to find out more. Like, and so I've been really bad about that lately too. The first time I see any negative anything, I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna ignore you. So
Well,
I do think that about that quite often. Having a big son now,
well,
that's the
guys,
last thing I would want.
it's 8:02. So final thoughts about the man that was cussing the baby out.
Not
I'll go
good.
first. Yeah, I'll go first. Definitely something going on there. That man finally had it, and I tell you what, I would not have ever stayed around that long. The first time your kids talk to me crazy, look, oh, those are your kids. But I got a hoodie, and it says it the best. F them kids.
I think he was listening to Tupac. He said, anyway, let me not say what Tupac said, but I think he was listening to Tupac, that man. Anyway. What about you, CJ?
Yeah, my final thoughts, man. Don't let them kids disrespect you, bruh. And if you're not allowed to be a stepdaddy, then just stay to cracking her shit at night. You know that's a real thing. Because you ain't finna make sure I'm crazy. That's a real thing. But we'll talk about
No,
that offline.
I'm not saying you crazy. Let me tell you where you went off the cliff. When you put your mama's name into the cracking at the same time. That's where like,
She said, when you put your mama's name into the cracking.
So okay. Never mind.
that was how you said it. I'm teasing.
Okay.
That's how you said
No,
it.
it was how Brian repeated it.
Yeah, she was like, your mama's name into the cracking.
Anyway, guys, before I start tweaking on Brian, I'm gonna let you go.
Look at me, a root
Thanks
beer
for
float.
listening. See you next week. Bye.